What's up, internet? My name's Nerdy. Welcome back to Nerdy Land, my channel where I do whatever I want. This episode is the NerdyLocke. That's right, it is the 35 game challenge. Every single Pokemon game they've released, I'm doing them in release order, hardcore Nuzlocke rules, plus a little bit extra. 2 weeks ago, we beat Gen 1, yellow, done. Red, green, blue, done. We're on gold. It's time for Gen 2. We have held items now. We have new Pokemans. We have a different Elite Four. We have a different entire region. Let's get into it. Here are the rules. The basic Nuzlocke rules are that I can only catch my first encounter on each route. There's a dupe clause. Only one encounter from each evolution line can be caught. Every Pokemon must be named, and if a Pokemon faints, it is dead forever. The traditional hardcore rules, in addition to that, are that I can't overlevel the gym leader's best Pokemon, I must play on set mode, and there are no items allowed in battle. The NerdyLocke rule is that Pokemon who have made it to the Hall of Fame in previous games are barred from future Elite Four fights. These are the ones we used in Gen 1. As always, my name is Nerdy. My rival in this one is Chat. It's always Chat, but in Gen 2, Chat's a bad man. Let's go, Johto. Our mother woke us up and told us it was time to go get our Pokemon. We named our Totodile Bowser and headed out. After doing whatever it was Oak and the professor needed, we beat up some random robber and let him leave with the Pokemon he stole for some reason after taking a quick peek through his wallet. We let the Fuzz know they were after Chat, and with Pokeballs finally secured, it was time to truly begin the Nuzlocke. This actually is not the first attempt of Pokemon Gold. The first attempt, we made it almost all the way, we got 8 badges. And then Piloswine died to this Blastoise on the final route of the game.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
And so I rage quit, and I just killed all my Pokemon on the next trainer and started over. To be fair, without Piloswine, I didn't think I was going to be able to beat the Elite Four. The next attempt 2, made it all the way to the Elite Four, but the team couldn't do it. There it is. That's the end. Team couldn't pull through, and it was a late night wipe. So I started again, but starting at night meant for the first time I was gonna have night encounters in the early game. We started by catching Hoot Hoot and naming it Ridley before heading to bed. The next day, with the sun high in the sky, we got back to it. We nabbed Goma, the Caterpie, on Route 30, DDD, the Spearow, on Route 46, and Tom Nook, the Bellsprout, on Route 31, before heading into the Dark Cave. This Geodude absolutely refused to stay in a ball, but we really wanted it for that flying first gym. On our last ball, our final chance, bingo. We named him Gutsman. Gold and Silver have a very strange early game because Falkner, the first gym leader, has a level cap of 9, but also has a Pidgeotto. It's a high stat mon for this early in the game and would be made slightly easier by catching this Geodude, except that Pidgeotto has Mud Slap, and Geodude doesn't learn Rock Throw until level 11. Bellsprout went out to start, and after a couple growths was able to finish off the Pidgey. Pidgeotto came out, and the real battle begins. Gust would have killed, as it becomes Flying type in Gen 2. We sent out Bowser to Chip, then Ripley, then DDD, and finally Gutsman. Trading tackles for Mudslaps, Pidgeotto took my Geodude to 5 HP, but it wasn't enough to outlast us. Everyone was hurt, but with no losses, we had our first badge. We added Rattata and Sandshrew on our way to Azalea, but this hiker stood in our way. Tom Nook easily took out his Geodude, and we switched to Spearow for his Machop. The first loss of the run. My team, weak from the journey through Union Cave, was not ready. Bowser went in and was almost taken out immediately. Tom Nook resists fighting, so we switched back to him, anticipating some chip damage before sacking him. Much like Capitalism though, Tom Nook refused to die, and we actually managed to get out of this fight losing only Spearow. If I had just left Tom Nook in, we wouldn't have lost him on here, so that's on me. We nabbed Paris in Ilex Forest, and Zubat in the well while stopping Team Rocket from poaching Slowpoke Tails. The whole Tails thing is very dark for a kid's game. Anyway, time for Badge 2. Bugsy the Bug Trainer is very easy when Gutsman's Rock Throw, Oko's Metapod, Scyther, and would do Kakuna if not for a pesky Harden. We switched to Tackle for the finish, so there was no chance of a miss, and the badge was mine. Tonor, interesting, I don't know, looking good, so I sped up right into the rival fight. Oops. Once again, my team was hurt, but I was determined to make it work. Goma's Confusion was able to take down Ghastly and most of Zubat's HP. Gutsman finished off the Zubs, which drew out Bayleaf. I was pretty convinced that I was about to wipe, as my Zubat was level 6 and Tom Nook didn't know any poison moves. We sent out Sephiroth to sack and get a clean switch. Sephiroth missed 3 straight Supersonics on the way out. Thanks for nothing. Ridley managed to take Bayleaf to the red before going down, and the run was safe. For now. Tom Nook finished it off, but if Chat had had a potion, we probably would have wiped. After getting our pre-Whitney encounters, I decided to grind by fighting all the trainers, and this Kadabra one-shot Gutsman, he was a big part of my Whitney plan, so a lot more grinding went into this fight. Whitney. With a Miltank that strikes fear into even the most casual of Pokemon players' heart, she stands, reigning supreme over the early game of Gold, Silver, and Crystal. The plan was for Tom Nook to growth to +6 and then roll through, but Clefairy woke up and took Vine Whip at +4 no problem. We put Clefairy back to sleep and got to +6. She woke up and took us to the yellow, but Tom Nook took her out. I should have ended her when Tom was still in the green, because Miltank outsped and our landlord was gone forever. Time for plan B. Bowser went out only to find himself smitten. He repeatedly refused to attack out of love. Despite Attract making moves 50-50, he didn't attack 66% of the time, so we switched to Our Lady Nidorina and started to double kick, but this gave Miltank's rollout room to grow. Doom's Bride took Miltank to the red, but someone was gonna have to die to finish her off. Birdo made his most valiant of sacrifices, making way for our store-bought Ganon to outspeed and finish the fight. Whitney is a monster. Every single time. It was nighttime, so we headed back to Violet to get a Ghastly and Sprout Tower, and picked up Stantler before challenging Chat again in the Burnt Tower. That little Pokemon thief has a decently balanced team, but Goma was able to Confusion the Haunter, Doom's Bride took down Magnemite because its new Steel typing made it weak to Double Kick, and Ganon put Psybeam to use, taking down Zubat and Bayleaf. I didn't take a hit here, but even if I had, the physical special split makes Razor Leaf special in this gen, and Ganon would have been fine. Morty is always a pushover after Whitney. Any gym leader that can be wiped by a single Butterfree is basically free. Looking at you, Gen 1 Brock. Put a shirt on. We caught Goro the Machop and Wario the Magnemite. Have you figured out the naming scheme yet? Then this bird trainer killed Blinky the Ghastly with Pursuit, which had me so tilted I ended stream that day. Did you know the NerdyLocke is live streamed over at twitch.tv/nerdynightly? Go give it a follow. Come watch it over there. We have fun. It's a good time. This point in Gen 2 is a little odd because the level caps are very tight. You see, Gen 5, Chuck, has a level 30 level cap. And then Gen 6, Roxanne, has a level 35 level cap. But then Gen 7, Bryce, has a level 31 level cap. You get Fly after you beat Gym 5 Chuck, way down in the southwest. But we're already close to Mahogany in Ecruteak, so the right play, in my opinion, is to go get the Fly location in Mahogany first, do your encounters. We got Mankey, we called him Donkey Kong, duh. We got Cortex the Giraffarig on Route 43, and we got the Fly spot. And get rid of all the story stuff in Mahogany so that you don't have to worry about over-leveling in between Chuck and Price. This means that we did go challenge the level 30 Red Gyarados. I wanted to catch it for 2 reasons, partially because it's a great mon, but fighting Red Gyarados now also means we can finally have the EXP share. We're a little underleveled, but Scarrick the Raticate actually managed to take it all the way to the red, and I had 1 Ultra Ball. With Scarrick dead, I had to send in someone, and I pressed the wrong button and I sent out Ganon by accident. I thought maybe I could disable Thrash, but that didn't work, and Ganon was dead. Cool. That's awesome. With only Pokeballs left and not wanting to wipe the whole run, Doom's Bride went out and killed the shiny Mon. Lance invites us to help beat down Team Rocket. While we're at it, we catch a Coughing here to guarantee a Magmar encounter in the Burnt Tower later. There are almost no fire types in Gen 2. That damn Magmar refused to stay in a ball though, and I ran out, so we caught more for the Poliwhirl and Ecruteak, and then picked up a bunch of encounters on our journey west. Chuck tosses this stone, which is like insanely impressive, but I still kicked his ass. He only has 2 Pokemon for some reason, and his Primeape went down in 2 quick shots from Cortex. Poliwrath is 50% harder because he goes down in 3. We flew back to Mahogany to tackle Gym 7, and Price put up a little bit more of a fight. Wario Thundershocked his Seal, and out comes the ground-typed Piloswine. I sent out Morpha to Surf. Quick side note, it is really odd to me that ice doesn't resist water, and so this was super effective. And out comes Dugong. Gym 7 having 3 Mons is a joke. We traded headbutts until Morpha was in crit range, and I switched to Bowser, but the damn thing used Rest. Bowser wasn't going to do much damage, so I switched Wario back in while the Dugong slept for the 2-shot to finish. I hopped back in the sky, back to Gym 6 after a little bit of a grind, and took on Jasmine. Her having 3 Mons is also kind of a joke here. At the very least, one of her Magnemites should be a Magneton. Nidorina's double kick doesn't one-shot, so we get to see it use T-Bolt, which is odd since it's not a move that Magnemite can learn in this generation. So I try to take the second one down with Cortex and then Goma, but they don't get it done. This is where I really started to use Pokemon that can't go to the Elite Four as sackables. And I sent out Doom's Bride for a free switch. Nidoqueen Hall of Famed in Pokemon Yellow, so this was my best choice. Morpha body slammed the Magnemite and then almost killed Steelix with a Surf. She used Sunny Day and then healed, which only delayed the inevitable Surf kill, giving me badge 6 and 7 total. Naturally, Team Rocket has taken over Goldenrod at this point so that they can broadcast a signal to Giovanni, hoping that he will come back and lead them once again. What a devious plan. And what a great story Gen 2 has. Honestly, all the fights here are super easy as long as you know where the exploding coughings are, but you do get chased down by Chat for another fight. Cortex traded blows with his Magnemite and won. Sneasel came out, so I switched in Morpha for a Surf one-shot. Chat sent out Meganium, and I decided to play it risky with an Ice Punch. He missed his Poison Powder, so Morpha got another kill. Finally, Chat sent out Haunter. I switched in Bowser, but he cursed, so I switched again to Goma the Butterfree, and ended the fight with a Psybeam. We saved the day, caught Sin the Swinub on the icy path, and headed to the final gym. The grind for this gym was brutal, but not as brutal as Clair herself. Her Kingdra is a run-ender. Her first Dragonair went down to an Ice Punch crit from Morpha, but it didn't kill the second. Cortex went out and finished it off. The third Dragonair came out, and a Confusion didn't do much, but Strength was able to take it down. Kingdra took the field. Strength did some damage, and Cortex tanked a hit. I sent out Goro and Thunder Punched. I should have just Vital Throwed here. Vital Thrown? I should have used Vital Throw here. Going back and editing these has really shown me how much I've learned about the franchise as I've been playing through them, and how bad I was at the beginning. There's a reason I wiped so much in some of these early games. Goro took Kingdra down to the red, and I used the heal turn to send out Goma. I started flashing, and we traded accuracy drops. Bowser went out and got some hits in while dodging everything Kingdra sent his way until a Hyper Beam connected and took him to kill range. I used the free turn to switch back to Goma, and the next Hyper Beam connected again. Goma, a Butterfree, was an absolute star this entire run, and gave us the win here. Morpha was able to go out and finish the fight on the recharge, but I forgot that she was paralyzed. She tanked a Hyper Beam and landed an Ice Punch that was so close to ending this. Another Ice Punch on the recharge turn, and the final badge was ours. There was no way I was wiping on this route again. Attempt 1 ended here. I Thunder Punched that Blastoise that ended Attempt 1 and headed into Victory Road. I caught the final Mon of the game, Robotnik the Onix, and Chat wanted to fight. Goro Vital through the Sneasel, switched to Feraligatr and Ice Punched his Golbat a couple times. He sent out Magneton, and rather than switch, I risked it for a dig. It worked, cause Levitate doesn't exist yet, and out came Meganium. I switched to Goro for the 2-shot Ice Punch kill. Kadabra came out. Cortex switched in on the Future Sight, and a couple of Strengths took it out while it spammed Future Sight for some reason. That first Future Sight connected, but so did my Confusion, wiping out Haunter and clearing the way to the Elite Four. After much planning and even more grinding, this was our team. The latest capture, Robotnik the Steelix, Morpha the Politoed, Sin the Piloswine, Cortex the Girafarig, Goro the Machamp, and for the first time in the NerdyLocke, our starter had gone all the way. Bowser the Feraligatr was on the team. The E4 has changed in the years since I rampaged through RGBY. Will the Psychic Trainer is up first. I don't know why, but I started Cortex and spammed Thief. Even though Shadow Ball would have done more damage, the strategy took out Zatu 1 and nearly Jinx, but left Cortex in the red. Bowser went in, and I misclicked Ice Punch, but a subsequent bite finished her off. Executor came out and fell to 2 Ice Punches because the second crit after his Reflect. Slowbro was a thick little wall, but Bowser managed to take it down without taking too much damage. Xatu 2 came out. I should have switched here because I was dead to crit Psychic, but I hit Ice Punch anyway. It tanked it and hit me back. Thankfully, no crit. I dodged one there. He healed, and I used Bite to take it back to the yellow. Not wanting to risk the quick attack, I switched to Morpha, took the Psychic that it used instead, and finished the fight with Ice Punch. It wasn't clean, but Will was down, and all my Mons were alive. Next up was a promoted Koga. Goro took the lead to Fire Punch the Gyarados. The second Fire Punch drew out Venomoth. I switched to Cortex for the one-shot with Psychic, which baited out Forretress, so I switched back to Goro for the one-shot with Fire Punch, which baited out Crobat, so I switched back to Cortex again. Despite Crobat getting off 2 double teams, Cortex never missed. Psybeam took it to the red, and it toxicked Cortex. Another Psybeam took it back to the red. We tanked a wing attack, and then the third Psybeam ended him. Muck came out last. A quick switch to Sin and an Earthquake Oko ended the fight. Bruno is still hanging around, now in 3rd place. Cortex got the lead to Psybeam, but Hitmontop held on with a Sliver. Without a flying type to switch to, Cortex stayed in and took the dig, which didn't really do much, and finished it with another Psybeam. Onyx came out, so I switched to Bowser and killed it with Surf. Hitmonchan came out. I knew it would Thunder Punch, so Cortex felt like a safe switch. Cortex was bulky enough to take the 2 Mach Punches he had to hit 2 Psybeams. Machamp was up next. I couldn't see a good switch, so the only chance to save Cortex was a crit. He didn't get it. Our Girafarig, who did so much in the second half of the game, was down. Bowser was able to finish Machamp with a Surf. Another Surf took down Hitmonlee, and the fight was over. Time to face Karen's Darkness. Goro's time to shine. Umbreon fell to 2 Karate Chops, Vileplume to 2 Fire Punches, Gengar cursed itself, making way for 2 Ice Punches to kill. Time for one more turn. It's gonna Destiny Bond. No! No! I didn't think about this at all! Please, Goro, miss. Please be paralyzed. Please be paralyzed. Please be paralyzed. No! I'm so stupid! Damn Destiny Bond. The free switch made way for Bowser to Ice Punch the Murkrow and Surf the Houndoom. An easy finale, but can just 4 Pokemon take down Lance, the Dragon Master? Without Goro to Thunder Punch, Bowser got the start against Gyarados. It took 4 Ice Punches, but he was able to do it. Out came Dragonite, so I switched to Steelix to dodge the Thunder. My plan here was to set up Rollout against Dragonite for when Charizard came in. It worked. Until that Charizard came in, outsped, and one-shot Steelix. Morpha got to enter for free. Surf one-shot Charizard, Dragonite 2 came out, Morpha outsped, and... We just have to get through 2 Dragonites. We literally just have to get through 2... What, Yoko? Morpha's special attack is so high! Oh my god, this might be in the bag, y'all. We might... Wait, there's 2... Oh, we haven't fought Aerodactyl yet. I totally forgot about Aerodactyl. That 4 times is so clutch, Frankenbeans. Come on, baby. Oh, come on, baby. Alright, all we got left is Aerodactyl. We're good. We win. I can't imagine we'll have a hard time with Aerodactyl, right? We have 3 Pokemon. We'll be fine. It's a level 47 Aerodactyl. 46? It's a joke. It's a joke. Surf? Oh, yeah. Yeah, probably should have surfed. Whatever. It's fine. I win. I win. And the game was over. For the first time, I was a hardcore Nuzlocke champion in Johto. This run was... I want to say fun, but it wasn't. I don't like Gen 2 for Nuzlocke, partially because of the weird level cap stuff in the middle, and the fact that I didn't want to keep going through the Kanto stuff, which is a lot of the fun of Gold, Silver, and Crystal, because in the NerdyLocke challenge, I'm going to do Kanto so many times. I didn't feel the need to add more Kanto to an already very long challenge. And so I kind of get stuck with the beginning of Johto, which isn't that hard and just isn't very fun in my opinion. There's a lot of things missing in Gen 2. And when abilities show up in Gen 3, these games become a lot more interesting and a lot more plannable, if that makes sense. There's just more to do in them in terms of planning out your Nuzlocke strategies. And so I had to do Gold, Silver, and Crystal to get there, but I'm so excited to get past these games and into that Gen 3 arena. Of course, we still have to do Silver, and then we still have to do Crystal, so come back, hit the subscribe button for those videos, and just know there's a lot more of these coming because this is the NerdyLocke, a 35-game challenge, where we are going to hardcore Nuzlocke every single Pokemon game in release order, and we're going to have a blast doing it. If you want to jump way ahead in the challenge and join us live over at twitch.tv/nerdynightly, come on and do that. We're having a lot of fun. We are currently playing a different game than this one. I don't want to spoil it if you don't want to jump ahead with us, so, don't worry about it. Stay here. YouTube's a fun place to be. As always, y'all, my name's Nerdy. Do something nerdy tonight.